Hello and welcome to Records Rebuilds, and welcome to feature number 1 on different options with the C8 Z06 and how to pick them. Today we're going to be talking about the carbon fiber wheels, perhaps the most famous option for the C8 Z06. Very expensive option, but one that we're told will lower our lap times by 1 to 2 seconds. We're not told what track that's at. We're not told how much these wheels weigh. We're told that they save about 40 pounds of unsprung mass. So there's going to be more information coming, but we've got a lot of information already that we can go over about these wheels. And I'll tell you if I think I might be putting them on my car. Okay, just a quick plug. Because I have not done a great job of begging for subscriptions on every one of these videos, I'm in a situation where I have a lot more hours of content watched than I do subscribers. So it all boils down to basically I need to get to 1,000 subscribers by about Halloween in order to become a real YouTube channel that gets paid. So if you like this channel, if you like short, to-the-point videos about stuff you're interested in, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can see more. Okay, enough of that. Let's take a look at the first thing that makes this decision about whether to get the carbon fiber wheels a really difficult one, and that is the base Z06 wheels look just really amazing. So down here on the bottom left here, we've got the satin graphite with the red ring around them. And this is going to be a dealer installed wheel, so the price is going to be really high because you're going to get the regular wheels that come with the car, and then the dealer's going to put these on, and then you're going to have your wheels to see if you want to sell them or what you want to do with them. But anyway, that option costs $3,595. which is a lot, especially since it's it seems like it's almost halfway there to the carbon fiber wheels. But remember, you'll get your regular wheels back and you can sell those. The same is true of the Tech Bronze wheels, and I think there's a lot of color combinations where these Tech Bronze wheels just look beautiful, but they are $3,795. Again, you'll get to sell the base wheels that come with the car because the dealer's going to install those later. Now, the car comes with the titanium satin wheels, that's in the top right up there. And then, of course, the black wheels, that is $495 for the black wheel option there. And then just regular satin graphite without the red stripe around the rim down here in the bottom right. That is also going to be $495. And then we've got the machine face wheels that are kind of in the middle right here. You can see where it says machine face there. Those wheels look really cool. I'm not sure they're quite worth the price tag of $1,495 though. And then of course we've got the two versions of the carbon fiber wheel on the wall here. The exposed carbon fiber and the painted carbon fiber. So, full confession here, about 6 months ago, when I was first thinking about this video, I thought to myself, I think the title of it is going to be Why I Don't Want the Carbon Fiber Wheels and Why You Shouldn't Either. But there's been a lot more information that has come out since then and a lot of things that are kind of swaying me, and I really think you should give them serious thought for certain situations. Later on, I'll get to the negatives of the carbon fiber wheels, and trust me, I won't pull any punches, but I think really, this ended up a lot better than I thought it was going to be. First off, these are the largest carbon fiber wheels ever made. You can see in the picture here, they're not really one piece. They're called one-piece carbon fiber wheels, but in actuality, they're made of many pieces. I believe, I remember them saying there's enough distance of individual carbon fiber threads to reach from here to the moon, or I don't know, from here to New York, or something crazy like that. But they're made up of many pieces and all molded together. And like I said, the largest ones ever. They save 41 pounds of unsprung mass, which is pretty incredible. Carbon fiber has an unlimited fatigue cycle. So every piece of metal equipment has a fatigue cycle where if you stress this, if you bend this, if you put force on this this many times, it will fail. Usually it's so high that it really doesn't matter. But if you care, carbon fiber does not have a limit on the fatigue cycle, so no metal fatigue here. The steering calibration is also slightly different for these carbon fiber wheels. When the engineers first got the car out on the road, they felt like the steering was just too twitchy with the carbon fiber wheels, and so they dialed down the twitchiness of the steering with these cars. Now, you won't be able to change that calibration after you've bought the car. GM will not let you do that. I talked to them about it at the bash, and the engineers there recommended that if you're planning to use, the carbon fiber wheels for the track and aluminum wheels for the street or something like that, that you buy the car with the carbon fiber wheels. And there were two reasons for that. The first is that, that steering sensitivity is tuned down a little bit for the carbon fiber wheels. They did not feel like you would notice the difference very much if you were driving the car with aluminum wheels. That wouldn't be a problem. But that you would want the steering calibration made for the carbon fiber wheels when you were using the carbon fiber wheels. And then the other part of that is that the carbon fiber wheels are wider, they're deeper. So the studs on the hubs are longer for the carbon fiber wheels. And so if you take a car made with carbon fiber wheels and you put the aluminum wheels on it, the studs are going to be too long. So you're either going to need some deep lug nuts that will hide that stud, or some open-ended lug nuts where the stud just goes through the wheels. You can see in this picture here, that's what they're doing. They've had a car made for carbon fiber wheels, and they've put the aluminum wheels on it, and they're just using open-ended lug nuts, which don't look great, but I'm sure the aftermarket will come up with a solution for that for us. Let's take a look at these beautiful exposed carbon fiber wheels. They are the premium offering when it comes to carbon fiber wheels. And of course, that's because it's very difficult to get the mesh exactly right, to get the clear coat exactly right, to make this beautiful appearance. But they also make a painted version of this wheel, the carbon flash version of this wheel. It sells for about $2,000 less, and you can see why. So it's a cost of about $500 a wheel to get this beautiful appearance. We'll go over the other wheel in just a second, and it's beautiful in its own right. Now, of course, if you get the Z07, you have to match these wheels to the spoilers. So if the rear wing is exposed carbon fiber, then the wheels are going to be exposed carbon fiber and vice versa. However, it was just recently announced that all you need nowadays to buy the carbon fiber wheels on the car is the carbon ceramic brakes. So if you pay for the carbon ceramic brakes, then you are allowed to option the carbon fiber wheels. I think the reason for this is that Carbon Revolution has done a really good job with being prepared and shipping all these wheels over here already. I think General Motors is not worried about a constraint on carbon fiber wheels the way they are with almost every other carbon fiber part of the car. Now we have the Carbon Flash painted carbon fiber wheels, and they are very beautiful in their own right. You can save $2,000 by switching to these painted wheels, and if you're getting the Z07, that also forces you to switch to the Carbon Flash painted Aero, and if you do that, it's a total savings of $4,000 for the car. So that's pretty awesome. It's a pricey car. I could definitely see going with the Carbon Flash painted wheels and Aero in order to save a buck there. They still have every amazing quality that we've just talked about for all of the carbon fiber wheels. They're just as light. They do everything just as well. They just don't look like carbon fiber, and that may make all the difference for some people. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. Did this guy just take all of the car memorabilia that he owns and put it in one corner of his basement? And the answer is yes, I did that for you, but I also did it for me because it's about 100 degrees in my garage right now. So let's discuss the negative aspects of the carbon fiber wheels, because there are some negatives to them. And I think when most people think about negative things with carbon fiber wheels, they think about vulnerabilities. It could break, it could shatter, that type of thing. You know, somebody who kind of got me into tracking, was kind of a mentor for me, he told me once, you know, they don't have any racing series anywhere in the world that feature carbon fiber wheels. And he said it's because they don't want them to break, you know. Now, we've just been over, these wheels are stronger than the aluminum wheels for the car. But when carbon fiber breaks, it doesn't bend. Like, you can bend a wheel a lot of times with the aluminum wheels. But when carbon fiber fails, it shatters, it cracks, it destroys itself. And I think that's what people are worried about. So the wheel is less likely to break, But when it does break, we worry about what that's going to mean, what's going to happen to it. I'm going to share one little story from my own personal life that made me decide I would never get carbon fiber wheels. I was at my favorite track, about 2 or 3 years ago. And I just having a great day, put up a new personal best at that track. I'm come, into the parking area, and I'm pulling my helmet off, and all of a sudden I hear somebody just screaming, "Hey man, hey, what are you doing?" And he's like furious with me. So I pull the helmet off. Pro tip, if you get out of your car and you hear somebody running at you and screaming at you, put the helmet back on. That's the best thing to do in that case. But this guy just comes running up to me. He's furious, and like, honestly, I really thought I was about to get punched in the face. I swear, I almost took a swing at him just because I thought that's what was coming, and the guy's just screaming at me. I can't understand anything that he's saying. It's crazy. And so finally I just yell at him, hey, I cannot understand anything you're saying, so use your inside voice or else I'm not going to listen to anything you say. And the guy just screams at me, bawls me out, and I still really don't know what's going on, but it becomes apparent that he's saying that on the last lap around the track, I was putting pressure on his rear. That's what you do in time trials. That's what you do at a track day. If you put pressure on someone's rear, they'll give you the point by to let you pass. Now, you don't want to do anything unsafe. You don't want to get too close to them, but you do want to provide that pressure if you're running faster than them. I'm not fast. I don't put a lot of pressure on anyone, but this guy was claiming that by putting pressure on him, I caused him to drop a wheel off, and that broke his carbon fiber wheels from his GT350R. And so, I was just flabbergasted by that. Here, I'll show you guys a picture of it right here. Here's what happened to the wheel. Now, Carbon Revolution says these wheels can be repaired. They also say if you get a crack in the wheel, you can drive it for up to like 300 miles. You can drive it for hundreds of miles and they don't expect it to rupture. But I don't think they're talking about this type of a crack. This is something he did not drive home. And you got to remember, these wheels cost $10,000 for all 4 of them. But that's because the regular wheels, the aluminum wheels, cost quite a bit and you're not having to pay for those. So when you buy one of these wheels by itself, it's very likely that it's going to cost $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 for that wheel. I think that guy said that this wheel cost $6,000 for a new one at the time, and that's crazy. So I made up my mind. I am not going to buy a product that can make me do something that makes me become completely psychotic. And I decided right then and there, because we had already kind of heard the new Corvette might have carbon fiber wheels. I was like, no way, those are not for me. But the guy came up to me later and he was like, hey man, I'm really sorry. I just wanted to let you know, I actually dropped that wheel off the lap before you came up on me. I was just really angry and I was looking for somebody to blame and I was really distraught and I didn't know what to do. And I was like, yeah, that's really crazy, but I can't believe you came up and said you're sorry afterwards. So that part was awesome. But yeah, I mean, don't buy these wheels, or at least don't take them on track unless you can afford to break one of them. This is former Oakland Raiders running back Marshawn Lynch, and he recently ended up doing some destructive testing of Carbon Revolution wheels. He was on the strip in Las Vegas in a GT500. He said he stole the car, and nobody's really sure where the car came from. But it looks like he basically kamikazed a curb at about 55 miles per hour. And you can see the front wheel here, the barrel of the wheel is just completely detached. But then you can see the rear wheel there. It knocked the tire off the rim, but the rim itself looks good. Like, nothing broke there. Obviously, these wheels are not designed to be run into a curb at 50 miles an hour or above, or whatever the case may be. But just another example of what can happen with these wheels. And I think an aluminum wheel also gets destroyed in this case. But just one more data point for you to consider. Okay, so there you have it. That is my full opinion on the carbon fiber wheels. And I think, I'm a guy who does time trials. I know that's kind of weird to a lot of people, but it's about the most competition you can get on a racetrack in a street car without having to have a roll cage, even though maybe a roll cage is a good idea. And You know, if you're talking about 1 to 2 seconds per lap in that environment, that could, I mean, you could jump 5 people in the standings with that amount of time. So, you know, I think I really do want to get those carbon fiber wheels. Now, a lot of people say, well, if you go to a full forged wheel, you can get almost as light and you don't have the problems with the wheel possibly breaking up. I think that's a good argument. However, these wheels are specifically made for this car. And you know, one of the things I've always worried about with the Corvette, if you change the wheel size, the tire size, if you change things too much, you could run that risk of going into what they call ice mode with the anti-lock brakes. I like the idea of being able to get a lot of unsprung weight out of there, being able to take 1 or 2 seconds off per lap, but also having it be fully covered by General Motors, fully in line with what the car was designed for. I think that really appeals to me. However, I'm probably going to need to go down to the 1LZ to get it done. So leave me, you know, some comments down below with what you think of that, whether you think a 1LZ with the Z07 with the carbon fiber wheels is going to be really hard to sell if I want to get rid of it someday. And just tell me what you think, and hope this was helpful. Until next time, we'll see you guys. Thank you.